Hello and welcome to Shadow Patch Notes, a series where we take the latest patch and discuss all the hidden tweaks and changes that didn't quite make the spotlight. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And stick around until the end of the video to see how you can win a Mirai Guardian game package with LTI. Alright, let's jump right in. Asteroid mining bases in Stanton now have large hangar doors. It looks like we will be able to fully explore the inside of these facilities soon. For now, these are a part of the new escort missions that you can do for Foxwell. Provide cover for a ship while it takes off. They increase in intensity and script reward as you progress. With the help of my friend Ricky, we managed to get inside. It's just your average hangar interior for now, although the item kiosks were missing and the elevator didn't work. There was a console to open and close the door though, which was functioning properly. The RSI Mantis interior receives some nice changes. The components have moving panels, and you can press this button to reveal an all-new gun rack that was added to the floor in the middle of the cabin. These changes bring the ship in line with the new RSI Meteor. The Mantis was also buffed with a few HP increases. All of the consolidated Outlands Mustang ships received structural HP buffs. Wikelo received a major overhaul after a lot of unanimous community feedback. First off, the Mobiglass contracts are being cleaned up and put in separate tabs. Speaking of separate tabs, hauling contracts have been divvied up into separate tabs as well. A much needed change. There are more changes to come too, like improvements to the turn-in method. Getting back to Wikelo, the rewards for Wikelo are now deterministic instead of an RNG dice roll. This is huge, because with the last patch, we saw our first batch of ships appear exclusively at Wikelo hangars in-game, with no Alpha UEC purchase option. If you wanted a Guardian or a Fortune, you'd have to play at Wikelo's casino, but no more. Some of the prices for these ships have gone up significantly as a result though. For example, the Guardian QI requires a pristine 6th platoon medal, which can be pretty hard to find, and a Super Hornet or Firebird would require comp board number 7 from contested zones. Adding those into the mix now. I'll leave a link to this awesome spreadsheet by Chris down below. Ship Turbulance has been disabled this patch after feedback from the community. It will likely return in another state later on. Security measures have returned to LEOs with updated balance. Watch out for the fuzz. All backpacks have had their carrying capacity moderately increased. Also, I noticed these two small backpacks had different storage capacities, despite both being the same size. Attention data runners. Multiple new screens were added throughout the Mercury Star Runner. You can see them on both sides of the server room, as well as in the room with the support seat. This could hint at some new functionality for the ship coming soon, so keep an eye out for that. Also, not sure if this is new, but you can deploy the satellite dish from the seat here. The MSR also got a buff to its boost speeds and quantum fuel capacity. The base Valkyrie was updated to have the new doors and door panels from the Asgard. Refining was improved once again. Refining costs were lowered for most goods, and the discard cost was removed entirely. Here's one for the salvagers. The Reclaimer was granted some point defense turrets finally. Could be a big help on the more dangerous salvage outings. Also on the salvage side of things, salvage heads were buffed significantly on the Reclaimer to have a much larger diameter and greatly increased collection speed, granting you more material per second. The MISC Fortune had its collection speed doubled to counter the larger radius that the Vulture has, bringing the two smaller ships closer in line in terms of performance. This patch brings an all-new event, and it's basically Supply or Die 2, Electric Boogaloo. This time, you're encouraged to actually do the mining yourself, since the required commodities will not be sold at in-game stores. Lessons learned there. You will be representing the Stanton planet of your choosing, and can track the progress in real time in your journal. These missions even come with voice lines for each planet.
Need this taken care of fast and by the numbers.
Hurston was pretty crass as expected.
My supervisor was pleased to hear I resolved that situation.
There is also an option to retrieve cargo from a ship out there, which you can fly directly back to your hangar, so you don't need your own huge cargo ship to participate. Or you can do a defend ship option, where you get credit for the cargo if the ship escapes successfully. Lastly, there's an FPS option, which utilizes some of the outposts scattered around Stanton. I'm really glad too, because these have been laying dormant for a while. This is SIG finally throwing a bone to the very vocal PvE crowd. However, also important to note, any cargo listed as contracted can still be turned in towards this event. So pirates, do your thing. The new referral program is in effect as of July 2nd. They even have a separate legacy ladder for people who have recruits already, so your progress will continue. If you're new to the project and looking for a code, feel free to use mine on screen here. The most interesting changes are the UEC signing bonus increase from 5k to 50k. And one of the new rewards is confirmed to be the MISC Raptor, an April Fool's joke that they made about a street sweeper, which ironically piqued the interest of many space dads online. The new Volt weapon of the month is here. This time, it's the pistol version. The pistol increases fire rate as it heats up, and can get as fast as a machine pistol before it overheats. You can find them in the loot boxes at Hathor and presumably at the Stormbreaker locations. Speaking of these Volt weapons, we now know the rewards for the new event, and it appears completing all tiers will grant you every Volt weapon on your account. There are also city-themed paints that get larger as you progress, and some pretty clean branded armor too. All of these rewards will be account bound, so you'll keep them forever. Here's some charts by Mr. Kraken. Which is your favorite? The Pisces ships had their physical damage multiplier cut in half. All of the Idris turrets had their health nerfed significantly. A 98% decrease to be exact. Probably for the best. The Ares Inferno received a reduction in its weapon spread. Maybe it'll finally hit something now. The 400i got some of its redundancy back. An additional size 2 power plant and cooler have returned. Not sure how long this has been a thing, but you can display multiple posters on the wall in your personal hangar. At least in the self-land style hangars. I've been picking pyro every patch, so I haven't come across this. You can hang up to 6 posters on this main wall. Medium multi-crew ships, like the MSR and the Constellation, received maneuverability nerfs across the board. Ladders V2 was temporarily added. You can look around while on a ladder, and even hang off the side, allowing someone else to pass. You can also enter or exit at any point by jumping. A variety of smaller ships received pitch, yaw, and general movement buffs, including the Saber ships, the Vanguard ships, and even the Guardians. The Santalkii also got some love, as well as most of the 2-seat fighters, like the Scorpius and the Hurricane. Oh, and the undisputed king of PvP, the F7A MKII, got some much needed nerfs. There's actually over 100 of these ship tweaks, so I'm just showing a few interesting ones here. Feel free to check out SP Viewer with the link in the description to see for yourself. A new Armatix armor has been added for Concierge members. It's adorned with golden lions from head to toe. I promise I didn't include this just to flex. You may have heard Star Citizen had a bit of a cheater problem for a while there. As a result, Easy Anti-Cheat has been tweaked to be a bit more restrictive to help combat this moving forward. There's a possibility that this could have an effect on some legitimate third-party software you may use, and possibly some restrictions for Linux users as well. Either way, the integrity of the game is paramount, and I'm glad the team did what they had to do to make a fair outcome and resolve this quickly. Here's hoping it doesn't come back. The roadmap for 4.3 looks promising. The inclusion of these new cooperative zones seems like a nice addition, and may finally show some quality investigation gameplay. I imagine these locations will certainly be an Armistice zone, and that's probably for the best. Now, the AI ceiling turrets they mentioned are pretty interesting. I immediately thought about the possibility of hacking gameplay tying into this, where you could hack a terminal to disable or take control of these and use them against the enemy, kinda like in Cyberpunk. Should be pretty cool. This Saturday is the Bar Citizen event in Tampa, Florida. If you happen to be attending the event, feel free to come and introduce yourself. I'll be giving away a Nomad game package at the event to the first person who can answer a few trivia questions correctly, so give it a try if you're feeling lucky. You'll even land a spot in our next video. And that'll do it for this episode of Shadow Patch Notes. So, were any of these changes news to you? Are you glad there's finally a PvE event? And are you finally going to try getting a ship from Wikelo? Leave a comment down below and let me know. And if you're interested in the game package giveaway, just be a subscriber here on YouTube and head on over to my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/the5star, where you can find the link to enter. Come on by and say hi. Alright everybody, I'll catch you on the flip flop. Peace out.